Hello, this is Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer.
Welcome home. Soar into tower. We are ready for takeoff.
Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hey, it's Amy from DVC Clubhouse.
Hey Clubbers, it's Scott from DVC Clubhouse.
Hey, it's Kathleen from DVC Clubhouse.
Welcome aboard. It's Phil from DVC Clubhouse.
Hey, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Debrief Podcast brought to you by DVC Clubhouse. This is Amy, joined by Scott, Kathleen, and Phil. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Hi guys.
Welcome aboard, guys. Should we sing happy birthday to Kathleen? I didn't call her yesterday to actually sing.
Well, it's been a long time since you've sung on the podcast, Phil, so
There's a reason for that.
it has happened in the past. So, I mean,
It
you
is.
know.
I mean, I don't just randomly get people walk up to me at karaoke and ask me to accompany them in a Broadway tune. That's you. I don't sing quite as well as you do.
My talent speaks for itself, honestly.
Clearly, from across kimonos.
There are videos to prove
I mean,
this.
she was in the next table over. It wasn't like she was that
They
far.
would need to
but...
be in the next building over to ask me to sing after hearing me once.
But we can say happy birthday. We don't have to sing it. Happy birthday, Kathleen.
Thank you.
It was yesterday. Yesterday was yesterday for us, not yesterday for the people who are listening to this. But
Yes.
and Kathleen and Scott spent her birthday at Animal Kingdom and staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. So
we did.
were you guys at Jumbo?
We were. I actually booked Kadani and I put in a wait list for Jumbo, and it came through last minute.
As many people do.
Love that.
Yes.
Did Scott tell
Scott.
you what I offered, actually? Because I was going to send M down to surprise you for your birthday. The thought totally crossed my mind because I thought you'd like that and she really could use the vacation. Then Scott said you guys were staying at his studio, and I was like, well, it might be a little awkward when she's sleeping between you guys in the bed, so maybe we'll save that for next year.
Yeah, that would have been a little awkward.
We could say what the rest of that conversation was, Phil, but we
I'm
won't go
keeping that off the record for a reason.
But yes, it was a fun day. We got up there really early.
We did. We got up there at like 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Early. We checked in early. We took advantage of early park hours, and not soon enough after we got to the park, our room was ready. So
That's pretty good.
yeah.
So for people who are listening who may not know, tell everyone how far you live from Disney and, like how.
Well,
Yeah, give them your address, directions to your house. That way they can come visit sometime.
Well, lately, now that they've been doing some road construction on I-4, widening the roads, it's taking, I think it took us, some days it takes us 25 minutes to get on property.
Yeah.
So.
And there's days that if there's traffic, it might be up to like 40, but on a normal day, once we leave our community, I'd say 25 to 30 minutes.
Yep.
One thing that we didn't talk about last week when we were talking about the podcast is that you guys drove me around Celebration. It was my first time in Celebration, and we drove by where you used to live.
Yes. I do miss living in Celebration sometimes.
I still have an active real estate search going there just to tease myself.
Just for funsies?
Just for funsies. Maybe one of these days. We'll see. It's a really cool place, though. I mean, it's so neat.
Prices are going down. You never know.
That's what I was going to say. They're slowly coming down.
Oh, I've been watching.
So at that time in the morning, I mean, you woke up. I mean, you guys are early risers because you get to work so early. So going to Disney that early in the morning, that must have been was it super quick? Was there no traffic?
Yeah, no traffic. We just literally less than 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was super quick to get there. And then it's like I don't know. That's like the best part when you get to the resorts that early and there's nobody in the lobby. It's just quiet. We had just a bag because we were just staying one night. So we just dropped our bag and kind of walked around the lobby for a little bit and then walked over to the park.
No, we went to the Mara first.
Oh, that's right. We did grab a quick little snack. But once we got to the park, I mean, even the park was dead, but we wanted to get on Flight of Passage first, and so did every other person.
Of course.
So even though it was early entry, it was still probably a good, 45, 50-minute wait for Flight of Passage. But the park was dead everywhere else. It was like a 5-minute wait.
To be fair, we didn't get there right at early entry. Early entry was 7:30. We didn't get there till 8.
It was closer till 8 that we got there because of our breakfast. But
did you take the bus or did you drive there?
Took the bus.
And how was it? Did it come right away?
Lovely. Yeah, it did.
It was there waiting on us.
It was there waiting. The Daisy bus.
That's impressive. That's the one park where I sometimes feel that, Magic Kingdom, you've got to, take the whole transportation system no matter what you do. Epcot, you can get parked way back in the lot. Hollywood Studios typically isn't bad because it's a small lot. But I always feel like Animal Kingdom, that bus stop is just forever. And it's not, but it just feels like it's forever away coming out of that park. A lot of times we'll take ride share just because it feels like the ride share is a closer walk and you don't have to wait in that bus terminal that is Animal Kingdom.
So the Animal Kingdom Lodge bus terminal is the furthest one away. When you go, it's number 17 and it is the furthest walk of any of their resorts. It's crazy.
Seems kind of backwards, doesn't it?
If you walk any further, you would practically be right in Jumbo's parking lot.
I think it is backwards. I think they should have that bus stop the first one because I think that being a deluxe resort and being themed as it is, give people like a little bit of like, well, I'm staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, so I should be able to have, some easier access to the park. Since when you think about all of the other resorts, like in the Magic Kingdom area, you have like easy access on the monorail or the boat. If you're in the Epcot area, you can walk into Epcot. So as a deluxe resort, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge should have a closer, at least, I mean, it's still a bus, but it's, if you could be parked closer, that would be a nice little perk so that you're not walking down that entire like hallway of bus stop after bus stop after bus stop.
I think that it should be, like, I've always said this, and I don't know if they could ever do it, but I've always said that, because people complain about Animal Kingdom and the transportation. I think if they had their own dedicated, like, shuttle just from the actual resort to the park, because they do the shuttle between Kidani and Jumbo, and we actually mapped it. It was a little over 2 miles just from the parking lot of Jumbo to the parking lot of Animal Kingdom. But if they were somehow able to build more of a direct line right into it's almost like the back entrance of it. It would be like its own personal entrance into Avatar. I think that would be a nice perk. I would love it if they had like a little bit of their own special transportation between the lodge and the park.
That would immediately raise Animal Kingdom up on my list. Immediately.
Definitely.
But I don't think it was that long.
No.
Because
it looped because you had to take the roadways and then the parking lot, and it kind of looped back and forth. So when I say 2.5 miles, that's with the roundabout way on the roads. I'm talking about if they built a more direct path for a shuttle, like a dedicated shuttle, you're talking easily less than 2 miles to go back and forth to the park. A quick drop off for resort guests. That would be, I'm telling you, like what Phil just said, Animal Kingdom is already at the top of my list. But that would completely put it over the edge for a lot of people, I think.
Make it short enough and you could make it part of the loop from Kidani, Jumbo, then the park, then Kidani, then Jumbo, then the park. It's close enough to do it. It would only cost you an extra 10 minutes.
I would like it. And I know that's the knock on Animal Kingdom, but that would be an easy fix for it. Call it like the Safari Shuttle.
Well, if they were able to make it so that it dropped you off at Conservation Station, and then have like a park entrance there, that's like a pretty underutilized part of the park. So it would bring some traffic to that part of the park too. So, I mean, I don't know. that could solve that, where you have people coming in and actually experiencing that area more so than people actually do. Because so many people don't even know that that part of the park is even there, that you can get on that train and go over there. So if you were dropped off there and you could, see the animals in the petting zoo, and if you wanted to do one of the animation classes over there, or just go straight on to the train to get over to Harambe.
I get what you're saying, but to me, that's a detraction, actually. I don't want to go up to Conservation Station and then wait on the train to get all the way up there and take the train down to the main part of the park. Like, I get what you're saying, that suddenly you would drive traffic into that section. But if you told me I could take the shuttle for a really short ride to Conservation Station, or I could wait on the bus to take me to the front of the park, I'm waiting on the bus to go to the front of the park. There's nothing up there that excites me. They would have to do something with that area to make that shuttle worth it to me.
Well, that's why I said, like, the parking lot, the way that it's facing, if they actually built like a direct line into Animal Kingdom, they could actually build like a backdoor entrance right where Avatar is. And can you imagine that? Just to have first dibs and early entry
absolutely.
Right there. People would love that.
They have pigs over there.
They have what?
They have pigs at the petting zoo.
Oh.
That was so out of left field. My eyes actually clicked as I blinked. We're talking about a back entrance to get into Avatar and get to Flights of Passage first thing in the morning. You're like, they have pigs.
I was waiting till Scott was done because I wanted to say that before he started.
I wasn't ready for that.
And goats.
They have goats on the safari.
They do.
I love those little guys. The ones up on the truck?
Yeah.
They stand up on the roof. That's my favorite thing to do at Animal Kingdom, by the way. That safari is easily my favorite thing to do at Animal Kingdom.
Well, I was going to ask you, so after you rode Flight of Passage, you went on the safari?
Yes. We went on the safari, which is...
And was it a good one?
It was. We actually waited...
That was like 40 minutes.
40 minutes. It's probably the longest I've ever waited for that, but I wanted to go on it. It was a good one. We saw the lions. I mean, it was... What?
Tell them what we saw. Remember the rhinos?
Oh, jeez. You tell them.
Were the rhinos hugging?
Kind of. I feel like this is a better conversation for DVC Playhouse.
After dark.
No, but when we were on the safari, of course, that trek was going on, which I always say I want to do, and I never do. So I know you've done that, Amy. That wild trek. I definitely want to do that. After that, we went to Nomad, right? I think.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Because Nomad opens at 10:30, so we got right on the walk-up list at 10:30.
Yep. Stayed there for a little bit. We looked at the shops.
We're just going to gloss over Nomad just so I'm clear about the progression of this episode.
Yes.
Noted.
And moving on.
Yeah, I didn't have the best experience at Nomad, but...
That's an understatement.
Yeah. It was one of my favorite places, and it got knocked down a notch, so...
Well, the truthful end result of that visit to Nomad was her telling me that I am never allowed to go back to Nomad again. That's how bad that was.
Just for a little bit.
So it's a blanket boycott. Not even Kathleen boycotting it for her. You are not even allowed to go there ever again, Scott.
And it had nothing to do with the removal of a favorite item. Like guys are pointing the brisket chips. This was just strictly a bad experience.
Technically, it did have to do with the removal of an item. More like the omission of an item.
That's true. That is true.
But after Nomad, we went and looked at the shops, and then we stopped at, one of the... I don't even remember what it's called. Do you? Where we got the pulled pork and mac and cheese?
Keep talking.
Was that like eight spoon cafe or something like that?
That's it.
That's it. Yep.
That's it.
8 spoon.
That thing is so good. So good. And looked at some shops. Christmas stuff is out. Saw a few Christmas items.
Right next to the Halloween stuff that they haven't sold yet.
It's like Target.
Really, it is.
We went back to Jumbo and
pool bars.
Yep, we went to both pool bars over at Jumbo and Kidani.
We wanted to do a little comparison to see because I've always been kind of on the fence on which pool/pool bar I like better. So I like the atmosphere of Jumbo's pool bar better, but I love the food. I don't know if you guys have had the pulled pork nachos at the Kidani pool bar, but they're delicious.
Delicious.
I have not gotten food from there in a very long time because I have not been at that pool as like where I'm sitting at the pool for a very long time. I've been over there to go to the gym over there, but I have not like actually hung out at the Kidani pool in a long time.
And I hate that pool because I feel like I have to walk forever to get there. Like, I don't know, Jumbo to me is like you just walk down out of the first floor lobby area there, and I feel like the pool's right there. But Kidani's like you got to walk out the front, you got to go down the ramp around the side of the building. I never liked going over that way, but that food, and they had a drink. I don't know if Amy, if you've had the fig drink in Morocco before.
I have.
They have a fig drink there that is very similar to that, and it was delicious. I didn't even know they had it, but what a hidden gem that was, because the pulled pork had like a kind of like the African spices with it, and then some cheese and some pico on it. It was delicious.
I think that pool is a pain in the neck to get to depending on where in Kidani you're staying. But I think once you're at the pool, I think it's far better than the Jumbo pool because the Jumbo pool just feels like it's a pool surrounded by the buildings, whereas I feel like Kidani has more theming to it and it has a way better slide.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's what we said about the slides. Yeah, the Jumbo slide is very kind of boring.
Yeah, it's a scooch.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
a scooch.
That is true.
The only time we have stayed at Animal Kingdom, it was raining the entire trip. I went down to the gym by the pool, and you could not even see the pool through the rain, so we weren't even able to experience the pools there.
Oh, yeah. We've never technically stayed at Kidani. My dad has stayed at Kidani, so that was the only one and only time I've been in that pool. But
When my kids were younger, we stayed at Kidani. We chose Kidani over Jumbo specifically for the pool because it is closer. I mean, if you want to have a good pool experience, you're not going to stay at Jumbo. Now that I travel so much by myself or just with adults, I will always choose Jumbo because of Victoria Falls Lounge. I mean, honestly, it's like it's the reason why I stay there is so because the bar at Sanaa is just that area is not that big. It gets crowded. It's not as comfortable as the one at Victoria Falls Lounge. So I typically will choose, and because Victoria Falls Lounge also has good food. So if you just want to grab something, I like that, that ambiance, and it's just it's like a better like gathering space than the bar at Sanaa.
So, fun fact: they changed the goat cheese dip at Victoria Falls. It's now a Parmesan mixed with goat cheese.
And another cheese.
And there's another cheese, and they put something on top of it. Almost something citrusy sweet on top of it. And I think there's a different bread that it comes with.
Yeah,
too.
It's a different bread, too.
I forget the exact name of the bread, but they did change it up, but everybody still said it's like one of the best things you can get.
You didn't have it?
No, when we were at Jumbo's pool bar, the bartender was telling us about it. She used to work up there. So we ended up going to Victoria Falls after dinner. We had dinner at Boma, and Jacqueline and Curtis met up with us there, and they ended up getting it. I didn't try it because I don't like goat cheese, but they said it was good.
Yeah, they said it was good. They didn't like the citrusy, whatever it was that must have been some kind of citrus that they added to it. They said it was like an off flavor for that, but they said it's still pretty much just as good as what it used to be. I know that's like a lot of people's favorite thing to get.
Yeah, I love that, and it's like such a nice compliment to the wines that they serve there. So I hope that I like it as much because I really liked the one that they used to serve. I feel like they must have recently kind of had like a shuffle of chefs or something around Disney because I feel like every place I go, they have something, but it's like a little bit different. Like they changed it up a little. And whenever they get a new chef, the chef likes to make their mark, so they make these changes. And I get that they want to like leave their, they want to leave their footprint and kind of shine, but it's disappointing when you go expecting something and you have your kind of have your heart set on it, and then you get there and it's either different or gone completely?
Well, they do that with the
No.
bartenders too, because the bartenders that are there, they all get together and collaborate with new drink ideas, and then they'll change the menu based on what they come up with until they get reassigned somewhere else, and then a new group of bartenders comes in and completely does the same thing and changes up the menu.
That's what the bartender at the pool told us, that she helped create 3 drinks at Victoria Falls,
Mm-hmm.
and she was telling us that story. But after hopping around the pool bars, we went up to the lobby, sat in the lobby for a little bit, relaxed, because how could you not? It's one of the best lobbies. It was comfortable. It was cloudy out all day. It rained off and on. I didn't get to go to the pool. I did put my feet in and it was freezing. So I'm like, okay, I'm not getting in. And then we had dinner at Boma.
Well, before that, this is the funny part. Like, I want to tell everybody how funny this is because we had promised each other pretty much the whole day that we weren't going to eat because we knew that we had Boma. We had a 5 o'clock reservation at Boma. So after we promised each other that we weren't going to eat, we had breakfast at the Mara. That was the first thing that we did. And then we went to the park and we got the pulled pork baked mac and cheese at 8 Spoons. And then we had a drink at Nomad. We went back to the pool bars and had a drink there, and then had the pulled pork nachos at the Kidani pool bar. And by the time...
Oh, wait. I also had a 4-pack of zebra dumps.
And
Oh, and by the way,
there's that too, yes. So then we sat down at 5 o'clock for Boma, and we both looked at each other with the same look on our faces and just said, oh no. We got 1 plate of food and we were done. To the point where the waiter came over and he's like, are you guys okay? Because he was begging us to go get zebra domes, and that's when you said, I would, but I just ate 4 of them before I got here.
It was bad. I had 2 plates. I tried.
I did. I forced myself to eat the corn chowder, and they had the lamb stew and the butternut squash. I tried a little bit, like I had a little tiny sampling of each thing, but we were pretty much done before we even sat down.
And we were looking forward to that dinner.
And that's an expensive meal to not eat.
Yes. Yeah.
It is. I mean, for not being a character meal, I think it's like $60 per person. It's pretty pricey.
Yeah. After Boma, we went back up to the room for a little bit and then went down to Victoria Falls. And Jacqueline and Curtis came by for about an hour. And we just hung out there for a little bit. And that was it.
It was a good day.
It was.
I was going to say, aside from the one hiccup earlier in the day, was it everything you wanted your birthday trip to be?
Yeah, I liked it. We went to one park and hung out at the resort. Couldn't ask for anything more. I love it.
On a Monday.
Well, and then you guys basically, you went to bed and then just had to get up and go straight to work, right? So there was no...
Yeah, unfortunately. There was extra magic hours at Epcot, which I really wanted to go to. But, I mean, I had to get up at 5. So...
Oh, adulting.
I was just thinking the same thing. Gosh, I mean, if we were in our 20s, we wouldn't even think about prepping to go out until it was 10 p.m. And we're like, it's 9:30. I don't know that I really want to leave the room at this point. We've been up early.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. So I thought about it. I really did. But I'm like, oh, that's by the time we get back, it's probably not. I'm probably going to have like 3 hours sleep.
It was what, 9 to 11?
Yeah.
For extra magic hours at Epcot.
Yeah. And then when we left this morning, I mean, that lobby, when nobody's in it, just love it. I did see one person down there.
Yeah.
So early.
I don't know. Between that one and Wilderness Lodge, I don't know which one has got the upper hand as far as like the best lobby, like with nobody in it, just to be able to sit there. Because they both have like those little fireplace areas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said on the Facebook group yesterday, my favorite resort is the one I'm currently staying at, and I truly believe that.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I whenever I'm at a resort, I'm never like, this sucks. I'm always happy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I love this.
I just want to circle back real quick to earlier when you were talking about the Wild Africa trek, and just talk about that just for a second, because if anybody listening has never done it, The Wild Africa Trek is it's a special tour that you can do within Animal Kingdom, and you need to pay for your theme park ticket, and then the tour is a separate charge. And they have two different tours. They have the Wild Africa Trek and they have the Savor the Savannah. I did the Wild Africa Trek, which basically you hike through the safari. We walked past. We actually watched the hippos being fed, which was really cool. We walked on the rope bridge that goes over where the part of the safari where the alligators are, and then you get on one of the safari trucks, and then they drive you on the safari. But you kind of park, and they really go in depth, like much more in depth than they do even on the safari. And then you end up there. If you've ever noticed on the safari, there's what looks like a little house or something. They bring you there, and then they gave us lunch. And what was so cool about being up at that building is that you realize, I mean, the savannah is big, but you realize that it's the illusion of it being so much bigger, because from that vantage point, you're kind of elevated, and you can see both like the giraffe section and like the flamingo section, which feel like they're really far from each other, but they're actually like right there. But the way that they do the winding, and they place all the trees and the rocks and everything, you can't tell that the flamingos are right beyond this like rocky area. So it was very cool to see just how they imagineered that savannah to make it look like it was much bigger than it actually is. That was one of my favorite things that I've ever done at Walt Disney World, was that tour. And then the Savor the Savannah one, it's kind of the same, but it removes the hiking part. You just get on the truck, and then when you get to the little house for the food, they have wine and beer. The Wild Africa Trek, there's no alcohol on it, but Savor the Savannah there is. And I've heard from other people that they love Savor the Savannah too. So I just think those are two completely unique experiences that, especially if you love Animal Kingdom, it just gives you even that much more appreciation for Animal Kingdom,
Yeah.
because you get to get up close and personal. You get to hear some kind of behind the scenes type of stories, but also the what is it called? The Starlight Safari, or what is the one, the nighttime safari at Kidani Village? That's also an awesome tour. It's a nighttime tour that you drive through the savannah at Kidani Village wearing night vision goggles and looking at the animals and hearing, the cast members talk about the animals and how, just basically how they operate. It's really awesome. So I really think, Animal Kingdom and Animal Kingdom Lodge, I think they both get, a fair amount of love, but also a fair amount of hate. And I think that when you just look beyond the surface of like them just being like a hotel or a theme park, they offer so much that's so unique and so immersive, more so than any other park or any other resort. And so I just, I think that they're really special. And I know that a lot of people kind of steer away from Animal Kingdom Lodge, particularly Kidani Village, like they would prefer Jumbo. But for the people who love it and get it, like they love it, and I know that, Kathleen, I know you're one of the people who like totally loves it.
Yes, totally. One of my favorites. I could spend all day there and never get bored.
Definitely. I've always said Animal Kingdom, the park, is my least favorite park, but that safari is one of my favorite things to do across all of Disney World. I love it.
It's different every time.
Yes.
And I did that trip that one time where I did the Wild Africa Trek and I did the Starlight Safari, and I stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I only went to Animal Kingdom. And I really like lingered, and I walked the trails, and I stayed until nighttime, and I like forced myself to really take in every like little detail and every little nook and cranny in that park that a lot of people just tend to just walk right by because they just are looking to get to, Flight of Passage or Expedition Everest. But if you really make it a priority to kind of linger and to pay attention to the details, your appreciation even grows because the level of detail that went into the creation of that park is just amazing. And it's hard
Yeah.
not to just fall in love with it when you really spend the time to appreciate it.
I agree with that. Yep. But yeah, it was great. I was sad to leave. I wish we had one more day at least. Maybe I was sad because we had to go to work. But
Yeah, that will take the wind out of your sails.
Yeah. Well, I'm
But-
glad that you enjoyed your birthday.
I did. Thank you. I did.
Does that wrap up our birthday trip review with Scott and Kathleen?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, happy belated birthday to Kathleen.
Thank you.
Everyone for listening. If you could head on over to Apple Podcasts, give us a like, a 5-star review. We'd appreciate it. Amy?
And if you don't already belong to our Facebook group, DVC Clubhouse, go over there and join the group, answer the questions, and we'll let you in. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So join us there. And until next time, we'll DVC you real soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
And so our journey comes to an end.
Oh, no, please, can't we go back to page 1 and do it all over again?
Started this thing together, and that's how we'll finish it.
Because that, my friends, is where the magic lives.